So a lot of you have asked if travel vlogging has changed what our vacation looks like.
Hold on, hold on. I have to get my hair before we start filming, you know? So it's a whole different world when all of a sudden a camera's turned on you and you realize that you've got thousands of people watching you. Especially if that's not your profession and that's not your instincts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, way back, I'd say our vacation in Newfoundland, when as soon as COVID was over, was the first time we turned the camera from pointing at stuff that we were visiting to pointing
Right.
at ourselves. And that was the beginning of our travel vlogging, even though at that point we weren't getting paid.
And oh, was that an uncomfortable feeling?
There was a lot of just, kind of looking like this and talking like this. Ready?
Hi, everyone.
We've arrived in Halifax, our first flight in what, 18 months?
19, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good flight.
Eh,
Everything went well.
I'm not big on masks. And then we kind of realized we watched ourselves back that, sometimes it's even worse than we think it is. Then fast forward, you start getting on cruise ships and you start putting on the swimsuits and taking off your shirt. Yeah, that's a whole never level of uncomfortableness with a camera on.
For sure.
So you want to know, does it change you when you turn the camera around and you start vlogging? All these self-conscious things definitely is the first hurdle you have to overcome.
Definitely, for sure. I would agree. I would say the first time that Mr. Canucks showed me the video that he made, I was like, no way. That is not going out there.
Delete it.
Yeah, there's no way. You can see that, that mark I'm trying to hide or whatever. Visually, it was like, oh my gosh, why am I doing this? But you do get over that. I mean, at this point, I feel like you guys have seen the good, bad, and the ugly. You've seen me in bathing suits. It's like, it is what it is. And now it doesn't bother me. But definitely that was the biggest change, was trying to be comfortable around having a camera on you, and especially a camera on you when you're maybe in a bathing suit. Like most women out there, the worst thing in the world to do is to try to find a bathing suit to wear. Well, think about buying a bathing suit, being in a store, shopping for a bathing suit, and realizing, oh, this bathing suit's going to be on camera. Like it was definitely an awful feeling for sure.
Yeah, and that word, comfortable is an interesting word because you can turn it around also. And when you start vlogging and how it changes you is, I think in a way it makes you more comfortable with yourself and who you are. The first few times you see yourself in videos, like, no, 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 no. And then you get very worried. But I think I've reached a point now that what I look like is really what I look like. What I sound like is it might not be.
It's humbling, isn't it?
Yeah, I might not be Sean Connery in my brain. It might think I am, but I watch the video. I know I'm not. But I'm okay being me. And I think that's a really big hurdle, not just for travel vlogging and filming yourself, but in life. I think that's a good rule.
Absolutely.
Be comfortable with who you are. And I don't think I was comfortable with who I was until I started talking to a camera.
Oh, wow.
Oh. No, it's not rubbed in. What do you think, guys? Do you think he's got it rubbed in because he thought he was done?
I think it's done.
You tell me. Do you think it's rubbed in?
Ready?
Wow.
That sounds strange to say, but I was always very quiet, distant from people.
Oh, absolutely.
I think I'm more dynamic now because the part that Mrs. Canuck and our children saw around the house all the time, me just kind of being a clown and joking around, I never showed that to the outside world.
Oh, it's true. You didn't.
We started vlogging and all of a sudden it came out and all of a sudden I couldn't hide it anymore because all of our friends and family all of a sudden saw this is a different version of me.
Because even when you're vlogging, you're really only just with me. And so you're showing your true personality of how you are around me. And so now people who don't normally or haven't in the past seen that, friends and family, they're all like, what? This is what you're like?
Yeah. So vlogging definitely changes you, and sometimes it can change you in a good way. I know a lot of people wonder, does it impact the experience of your vacation? But I think the personal growth, I think we become closer. I think we become more honest with each other with our feelings, which is a weird thing for me to talk about feelings, trust me. But I think that has been an outcome of how vlogging has changed us since we've started doing this channel.
Maybe we've been a little bit better with boundaries because there's times where I'm like, you're absolutely not turning that camera on right now.
Here it is, kissing booth. Oh. And there's times where I'm already recording, but I'll edit that out. That piece is
True.
just that piece is
Like
for me.
me in the bathtub on New Amsterdam. I'm having a bubble bath reading my book, and all of a sudden I hear him talking, and I'm like, that camera better not be on. Sure enough, when I saw the vlog, the camera was on.
Yep, and add a whole new level to not just the video piece that you see, but we wear microphones around because we can get better audio on a busy ship where it's loud. So a lot of times those microphones are running non-stop, even if we're not filming. So like if we're in a disagreement or things are happening, we may say things to each other that doesn't sound good on the other end. So it doesn't make it into the videos, but it's really interesting because you really do document your whole life when you're vlogging in the way we do it. Oh, yeah. So there is the personal growth. And I'm sure a lot of you tuned in thinking, okay, how did this affect your vacations, right? And so, like, there's been positives for us, and we didn't expect that, I don't think.
Right.
We expected it to change our vacations a little bit because when you're hauling around a camera, and just to give you perspective, we're not going on and just filming a few different parts of the ship and then coming home and voiceovering and stuff. What you see is the real deal. From the time we get up in the morning and turn on the camera and start walking around the ship to the time we go to bed, we have cameras with us and microphones with us. There's never any no camera time, and that might sound exhausting to you, but that really is what we do because we don't want to miss anything that comes up during the day.
Yeah, I mean, there will be periods where we turn the camera off because we're literally sitting on a deck chair reading a book for 3 hours. That's not going to be enjoyable for you to have to sit there and read that. But we always have the camera next to our hand. If all of a sudden something shows up on the deck and we think, oh, that's interesting, they're doing an ice carving, we should film that for everybody to see.
Yeah, or also the captain's turning the ship around because he saw something and there's a lifeboat or something out there. You don't want to miss these moments that you don't expect. Okay, so the captain just came on and said that he saw something in the water off on the port side of the ship. He's heading that way now. We're turning hard port to go back to see if everything's okay. So we're going to take a look and see what we can find.
So yes, we do always have cameras with us, batteries charged, all of that sort of logistical stuff. That's changed. You're thinking about that. I unfortunately use a backpack way more than I ever thought I would because I'm not a backpack person. That was probably one of the things that I said when we started vlogging was, I'm not getting rid of my purses to carry a backpack. Well, I carry a backpack a lot now these days. So that is something, I mean, because obviously it just makes sense when you're carrying camera gear and you need batteries and all of that things. A backpack's more feasible and better for camera gear. Is it as pretty as some of my beautiful purses are? No, but it's much more functional.
And I think one thing that's happened over the last little while since we started doing this more serious or more often is that we realized watching the videos back that we need different gear or better gear. We quickly realized that our cell phone wasn't going to work as just our only camera, that wasn't going to give us good coverage. It was dark inside the ship.
I would like to introduce you to a very special diamond. It is all natural. There are literally, for every 10,000 carats mined, 1 carat is that diamond.
It was very
audio was bad.
The shape very shaky. So then we thought we needed a dedicated camera. Then we found out the dedicated camera we needed for inside wasn't waterproof, weatherproof. So then we needed a different one. We went snorkeling or we went outside on an excursion. So then we also had multiple cameras. And then also we realized that you couldn't hear us when we're sitting in the dining room of a cruise ship talking about our food.
All right, so our starters have arrived. Mr. Canuck has
a little baby quesadilla and a salad.
Then the microphones, we started using the microphones, and then how do you mix all this together and use the software properly to make a video out of this? So it all just grew and grew and grew, and each step that grew had a bit of an impact on our way we traveled because there was more stuff. Like, if you think about it, if we forget to charge our camera batteries when we go to bed that night, the next day we have no footage to make a video with. So we really have to have that front of mind. You can't just go to bed after a few drinks and say, oh, forget about it, I'll worry about it in the morning. We can't worry about it. So one thing that you don't see is we go back to the cabin and we sign off and say good night to you, see you in the morning. We usually have another hour of transferring footage. We are charging batteries up. We go to bed at night and sometimes our cabin looks like a Christmas tree because we got different lights from all the different batteries and chargers all going off in the corner. So
True. There is that.
this is one of the things that you don't get to see too often behind the scenes with the cruise vloggers, as you spend often hours downloading video and pictures onto computers and backup drives because you don't want to lose that footage when you get back home.
Sure.
So yes, and so there's that change. It's just the burden of the equipment. And luckily I'm a tech type of person, so I kind of like all that stuff.
I was just going to say, I don't know that it's really a burden to you because I think you enjoy it and you have a lot of fun with it. You kind of are excited to use the newest
Everything.
flashiest gadget, right?
Yeah.
Where if it was just me, I'd probably still just be recording with my iPhone and you guys wouldn't be able to hear me and you wouldn't have tuned in. So there you go. But yeah, you're doing, you have to love what you do no matter what you do. And this is something that we absolutely love to do.
Yep. And so has it changed our vacation? Does it, I guess everybody wants to know, does it have a negative impact? I think that's what people want to know when they ask that question. Right. Is it take away from the quality of your vacation? And I'm going to argue, no. I think it's improved my vacation. And that might sound strange. Mm-hmm. I think we're doing more than we would have ever done without the gear. Because I feel like there's lots of people, when I'm talking to the camera, when I'm talking to you, I'm thinking there's all kinds of other people out there. And they're probably wondering, what's he going to do next? What else is there to see and do? So I have that in the front of my mind. So I'm doing more things than I normally would ever do.
He's much more, in the front of his mind, having things going on. I am more go with the flow for the moment person, and I'm up to try most things. There's a few things that are absolute no's for me. Ferris wheels, don't know you're going to see me on when I absolutely despise them. But that might be a challenge now that I put that on film for him, that he'd try to do it.
Yeah, so like our vacation pre-vlogging would be a lot of us going on a ship, finding a quiet spot in the ship, spending 2-3 hours just reading a book or watching the waves go by, then go grab something to eat, maybe go back again to the lounger, or go around the ship and find somewhere to have a nice cold drink and listen to some music. So like some of it's changed because in those, sometimes we do that. We don't let the vlogging impact us to the point where we can't have that vacation time and relax. We still get that in. Yeah. There's just moments in there where it's like, I'm going to take the camera and go for a walk around the jogging track and show what it looks like from the top of the ship, So something I might not have done before, but now I'm thinking, hey, that'd be kind of interesting to kind of break up the day and show what it's like on a sea day. Mm-hmm. So there's more of that. So I feel like I'm doing more in the quality of my vacations as far as what I've done has increased. I'm not sure I would have ever done Europe as soon as we did our Europe cruise if I wasn't vlogging. So I thought that'll be fascinating to document going to Paris and going to the British Isles and the Mediterranean, like, all those things for me were bucket list, huge things to go to the Vatican, and to be able to take a camera and document it in a way that you'd be able to see, watch it back, bit by bit to see what that experience was like. That was a huge thing for me. Even if nobody ever watched it, I wanted the opportunity to film that and capture that in all its glory.
Yeah, no, and that's part of it for sure. I mean, we booked the British Isle cruise, for example, because it's somewhere we've always wanted to go. But it's probably not the most, we know it's not our most popular vlogs. It's got less viewers than some of the other Caribbean places that we've been to dozens of times. But we did it because it was what we wanted. So we haven't allowed having a camera and YouTube to change what we want to do and what we want our vacation to experience. We just hope that you guys like what we do and that you want to watch and, come along for the journey. But inevitably, it's still, we're the ones that get to decide what we're going to do and where we're going to go.
Yeah. The camera doesn't decide our vacation. The camera comes along with us on our vacation. Is how I say it. That all the candid moments you see, whether it's that's tears or whether it's laughter, it's moments that you're seeing that we would have had whether the camera was on or not. That it's just us being us. Yeah. Sure. I really think that's the case. When I'm up on the top deck of Jamaica out at Ocho's Rios there, Mrs. Canucks still in bed, and I'm just reflecting on, we're back to cruising at that point, how beautiful it looks, and I get, a couple of tears because I'm so up in the moment about how much travel means to me. Those are real moments that you see, and I just happened to have the camera with me because I was filming the sunrise. I'm like, I'm going to turn it towards me and show what this moment means to me. And Jill and I have always put a premium on traveling. But it's an opportunity not only for us to reconnect as a couple, but to see the world and to see there's more out there than just a little house that we have back in Canada buried in the snow right now, that there's so much more. And people have said all kinds of comments about, that kind of caught them up, just like your moments during our daughter's wedding when we took the camera with us at our daughter's wedding. Yeah.
I held it together really good today, but right now as I talk to you, all of you, I want to cry. I'm
too exhausted to cry.
Phenomenal day. As the mother of the bride, I couldn't have asked for a better wedding for our daughter.
Like, we had thought about not...
I was just going to say that.
Not even vlogging that.
leading up to our daughter's wedding, we debated back and forth amongst the two of us. Obviously, we included our daughter into the discussion about, do we leave the camera gear home?
Yep.
It's our daughter's wedding. This is not work for us. This is us celebrating her and her fiance, now husband. We wanted to make sure that if we brought a camera, it didn't impede their wedding. It didn't impede us enjoying their wedding and living every moment.
And it didn't freak out all the guests that were coming too.
Right. So conversations were had prior to going. You know, we were respectful of our daughter's wishes and her fiance's wishes. And we decided, okay, we're going to bring the camera along. We'll film what we feel we are willing to share and what is good to share, and see what we come up with. And when we get back into the editing room, we'll see whether we have a vlog series or whether we just have some video to put together a video for the bride and groom. And that's how we went with it. And now I think back to, you know, the videos that Mr. Canuck was able to beautifully edit and how beautiful they came out and how wonderful. And I think I'm so thankful that we have that lovely memory, not just the memory, but the video itself.
The moment, you can see it and feel it and hear it, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, we just feel very blessed by that experience for sure.
Yeah, one thing we've learned from listening to all of our viewers and seeing the comments they read is sometimes those moments that might be the most uncomfortable to put on camera are the ones that kind of mean the most to the people that are watching. I've learned that over stuff that I've thought about. I should take that out. It's kind of, I feel uncomfortable having that much of me out there. Yeah. Is the stuff that people like. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon because the wedding is in half an hour. So off we go. I have a certain little girl that I need to walk down the aisle. You know, they watched the whole video, and that was the moment that they become emotionally invested, and they felt the same emotion that we felt in the moment.
Yeah, so you have to be willing to share, and I don't think you know we're not overly private people by any means. We're very honest and this is our life, and we're enjoying it, and you know, we're proud of the life and the adventures that we take together, and so we're willing to share that. So, but by making ourselves vulnerable like that, there's been positives in it, that we have sort of made connections with people that have watched it and, you know, have been like, oh, we feel this exact same way when we travel. And it's so nice to hear that when we hear people, you know, saying how appreciative they are that we shared our journey, because that's something that they can relate to. And that's what it's all about for us.
Yeah. So again, getting back to that question, how has it changed us vlogging in our vacation world? I think that it's made us live more in the moment on those cruises. We're not afraid to be ourselves. We're not afraid to turn the camera on and show the emotion. You know, I think that we're more open with each other and with the people around us, I think, because of that.
Yeah, I do agree. I just think we've been able to be so appreciative on this journey of what this new chapter of what vlogging looks like, and cruising and exploring the world with a camera alongside of us just gives us a deeper appreciation for what we knew was wonderful. I mean, travel has always been important to us, and that's one thing that has bonded us together in a relationship, that we have always appreciated every night we've had away, whether that's just a hotel a couple hours away from where we live, but being able to get away from, you know, the daily routines and schedules and commitments you have. We've always held that in higher regards than having a new vehicle. We don't worry about those sort of things, but being able to experience travel and having lasting memories with each other has always been important. So now bringing the camera with us just sort of cements it a little bit more.
Yep.
I'm just overwhelmed with emotions right now. I'm just so thankful after the last couple of years that we've all been through. Being able to be here and do this, experience this, was something we were doubtful we'd ever be able to do a couple of years ago. So to be here is a dream come true, for sure.
And also, you know, has it changed this? There's a vanity metric, right? You're on camera. You're worried about how you look all the time. And people wonder, but how do you turn the camera on? You know, you have to do your hair. Do you have to do your makeup? Do you have to do, you know, make sure your teeth are brushed, or all these things? Oh, you know, and And I don't know. I feel that more and more we just turn the camera on, and what we are is what we get.
Absolutely.
I was joking around at the start of the video, making sure my hair was brushed and stuff. But how many times I watch a video back, and I just came out of the swimming pool, and I look ridiculous. That I would never let anybody actually see me that way if I looked in the mirror first. But you're watching it real in the camera.
That's me after I come up snorkeling and my hair's everywhere and it's just a mess. I don't know, 5 feet tall?
5 feet tall. They're tall.
Like, it was really long because it was all coiled up and then it started to swim and you could see how long it was. But, that's life and that's fine. And there's going to be days where you see me with no makeup on and some days with a little. I've never been a person that's worn much makeup, so I'm definitely not the person that's standing in front of a mirror before he's allowed to turn on a camera.
Yep.
No.
Yep. And I guess, how has it changed us? Are we different on camera than we are not on camera? Has it made us different? I don't think so. Like, an example, here's what it looks like before I turn, hit record on the camera as we're, say, coming back to our cabin. I may turn Mrs. Canuck, I'll be like, okay, remember what we had for dinner? Remember that something was late or we had something cold, or, remember that piano player? What was that piano player's name we really liked? That's what our conversation sounds like before we hit record.
Yeah.
So it's not that we're different on camera. We're just all of a sudden getting our thoughts together and also we play. Okay, now we know what to say to you, but none of it is scripted. None of it is like.
Well, you would know that if you watched any of our vlogs, because half the time we forget what it is we ordered or that sort of thing. So we got to get better at writing that down just so we can give truthful information. But half the time I'm guessing, okay, I ordered the apple tart something. But I mean, that's just real, we don't memorize things and we're definitely not working from a script or anything.
Yeah, it's all very unscripted, but we hope that makes it feel more authentic. Yeah, when we mispronounce the names of stuff, it was, constantly.
We went 5 weeks through Europe and probably mispronunciated almost every town and community we went to. We feel awful about that. But
or we tell you that we're going to the buffet and all of a sudden we're sitting in the dining room. Literally, it just changed as we walked down the hall. So, like, very little of it is scripted. Our vacation is still the same. If the camera wasn't with us, we'd be doing the exact same stuff. We'd be changing our mind on dining rooms. We'd be going off the ship. We get, have an excursion we didn't like and come back and do something on the ship. It's all very real. So I think, how has it changed us? I don't think it's changed us a lot. We have a lot more gear and more stuff to carry in our suitcase when we come on a vacation, and we are doing more things on vacation. We're being more honest with each other, and I think a better couple as a result of it.
Mm-hmm. So I would agree with all that.
I'm not sure if there's a negative. Is it a negative to have to carry all the gear? I guess it's an inconvenience, but I don't think it's a negative.
Right.
Yeah. So anything else that you think that makes it different from pre?
I think the biggest difference now for us is that we're starting to go on cruise ships and people are starting to recognize us and feel. People are able to starting to recognize us and they want to come and talk to us. And so we're more engaged with people on the ship, which is a positive thing. We've had some wonderful conversations. We've met some great families, I think back to, when we were on the Caribbean Princess and we met this wonderful family and we ended up sitting next to them in the theater one night and we just had such a joyful time with them and appreciated their knowledge because they had much more experience on a princess ship than we did, and so we learned from them and we just had great conversations. So stuff like that has been a huge plus for us, is meeting people and people, wanting to talk to us more when we're just the two of us on a cruise ship, So that's been for me, a person who loves to interact with people, and that has been a huge advantage.
Yeah, and I guess the biggest way it's changed us is we make a tiny bit of money from the YouTube partnership program, not even close to paying for our cruises yet. We've got a video out that you can watch that talks about that. It's kind of changed us that we've rushed into kind of semi-retirement faster than we expected because we wanted to be able to travel more.
As I've aged and we've grown older together, Mr. Canuck and I, we start to evaluate what is important in your life. And so for us, traveling and being together is important.
Really nothing to do with the money so much as we just wanted more time to do more of this. We just love traveling.
Right. And that's not all just about YouTube. That was life choices and, dealing with, workplace things and also dealing with medical stuff and it all came together for us to sort of keep working hard with the YouTube.
So there you go. So if you pull out the camera, whether you pull it out for just recording something for your own family to watch back or for yourselves to put a video together so you have a memory of that holiday, then yeah, go for it. You can do it. You can do it as little gear as you want or as much as if you want. Yeah, but I think for us, it's been worth it. I don't think I would change a thing from doing it. I've never thought, oh no, we have to vlog again, and felt like it was a negative. I've enjoyed every day doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So let us know if you have any questions about vlogging or how it's, anything about the details of it for us. We'll answer best we can. And thanks for all your support. We've been amazed at how many people have been watching us. That's been the biggest shock about vlogging is how many other people want to watch us just be us.
The amount of support we've received from the YouTube community and also support from other vloggers that have been out there.
Yep.
We've just been so appreciative of the people and all of the blessings that has come with that from doing this.
Yep.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for watching, and hopefully there's going to be a whole bunch more adventures that you're going to see us film and as we keep vlogging our way around the world.
For sure.